Hi. Hello, Punikers.
Hello, Punekers. It's a good evening for us today. We are having our guest on board. Eager to learn Flutter? We are reading chats. You can comment it down. Hi, Subodh.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, Aniket.
We are currently having 61 people in this stream. You can also share this link to your friends. It will be an informative session for sure.
Yes, guys. Let's take the 61 to 100.
We will sharply begin at 6:10. Up till then, we have to bring the audience, bring our friends. We will be sharing you with our link. You can also share with your friends. The link is in the chat box. Copy paste the same link. You can share it in your unofficial groups and also with your friends.
Share the link with your friends, everyone. Let's make this session trending.
70 people. Oh, 65 again.
25 more to go. 35, to be precise.
Hi, Mohit. Hi, Shivani. Shantanu has a question here. Is everyone a beginner? I guess so, we are. At least personally speaking about myself, I am a beginner to Flutter. What
Same
about you,
goes with
Ayush?
me.
Okay.
Same goes with me.
Yeah. But
I'll
at
just
least I
start
can
Flutter after
guarantee,
Akshay teaches
yeah,
us.
yes. At least I can guarantee after this session, we will be somewhat greater than beginner.
Yes. We'll develop apps then.
Must, we will sell it to Google. पैसा ही पैसा होगा.
Yes. बहुत ज़्यादा. प्ले स्टोर पे नाम होंगे हमारे.
Yeah, 100 and plus downloads, millions of views, and whatnot.
Yes. 5-star ratings.
Okay.
Hi, Karsh. Okay, Shlok Patil. No one is a noob. We'll learn eventually.
You can also click on the link tree. You can find our
Hi,
accounts,
Aditya.
and we will be starting with the session after a few minutes. Let's not keep you guys
Yes,
waiting. It will be that soon.
it will be a great session, guys. Invite your friends. Just ask everyone
85.
to join.
Yeah, more 15 to go.
15 more to go.
And keep the chats coming. We are reading it. Let us know your views. Okay. So here's my quick question. Before we begin with any other thing and with before we begin with introduction, मुझे सबसे ये पूछना है कि फ्लटर के बारे में फर्स्ट टाइम आपने कहाँ से सुना था? कहाँ से पढ़ा था? Was it your social media? Was it your Instagram? Or was it a college session? You can use the chat box I'm reading.
Spam the chats, guys. Yes, Aditya, this session will start from beginner level.
GDSC session. College senior. Yeah, actually, even seniors, even my seniors, I know a few of them, they are well versed in Flutter from college. Okay, college is the right source of Flutter, not social media. Great to know. From
For
friends.
me, it was Twitter.
Okay,
From GDSC session. Okay.
Instagram, college
College
syllabus.
syllabus.
That's new. I don't think SPPU's syllabus is that advanced with it. But yeah, good to hear that
So
your
you
college
are
syllabus.
interested in or not, Subodh? Don't take it as a burden.
85 people still college. Last Tuesday, I heard Flutter for the first time in lecture. Okay,
Oh,
I think Flutter, the craze of Flutter is going day by day. People are coming to learn about it more. They are getting excited and they're curious about it. The curiosity is the market.
yes. I think we should start now. Or let's just wait till 6:10.
Only 10 people are going to go. We just have to wait for 2 minutes and then we are good to go.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. That's unique. That's unique. Which episode was it? Hello, Nikhil.
Hello, Alok.
Thanks, guys. We are 101 participants here in the live, and also it's just the wait of next 30 seconds, and then we are good to go. Let's have the countdown for 30 seconds and let the show begin. Hello, hello everybody. So let's begin with
Hello.
introduction. Yeah, we are GDSC Pune. GDSC Pune is a group of all the GDSCs in entire Pune. We are here to help you out to begin with your coding journey, and we are here to build a community with an impact, so that we can help each other learn coding together. So how fun does it sound? And also here, my personal introduction. I am Shreya Dhurde. I am from third year of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Engineering. My college is DYP COE, Akodi, DY Patil College. And here's Ayush. Hello, Ayush.
Hi everyone. I am Ayush Aire. I am from second year computer science department, and I am also from Diva Patil College of Engineering, Akurdi. So I think
Yeah.
before starting to the event, we should take a quiz so everybody can get familiar with some things. So He- Join at the QR, guys, or you can also type this code at slido.com so we can begin.
The screens are visible, and you can also check it from the screen. Ayush, can you click on present?
Sorry.
Can you click on present? Present
Yes,
and full
yes.
screen.
Scan
Here's
this
a
QR,
short.
guys, or you can also type this code.
Even I will be joining. Just a second.
I think I should also join, even though I know the answers. No, guys, no cheating. I won't.
Here goes the
The poll
first
is
question.
started, guys.
Yeah.
JSPMRSCOE. Okay, we have a great people from everywhere. Most crowd is, I guess, from DYPCOE Akodi. That's our college.
Even
And
Vishwakarma
AISSNS also.
University.
Yes, JSPM also. Cummins
That's
College,
amazing.
GH Raisni. Okay, so we have bunch of people from
PVG
different colleges.
College. Yeah. MIT. VIIT. I have friends in VIIT.
DYPIU, VU Pune. Which is this VU Pune college?
I guess Vishwakarma University full form goes as.
Okay,
Few people have put their name and this.
yes. Shall we hop on to the next question?
I guess four participants are typing. Let us wait for 2 more minutes.
Okay. MIT AOE, PCCOE, neighboring college. We have got 71 responses.
We are 107 people in the live and only 72 responses. I want next 20 people to join in this Slido quiz too. Shivaji University. I guess it's the university from Kolhapur.
Yes.
Women's College. Vishwakarma University rocks. We have majority of the people from Vishwakarma University.
I'm your fan, guys. Thank you for viewing us.
So let's wait for next 60 seconds and let's see is there any tough competition from other college apart from Vishwakarma University.
I don't think so. Anyone can beat Vishmakarma now. Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, guys. Make your college name on the top.
MSUE. GH Raisoni. Okay. PVG again.
PVG.
3 participants are typing. Okay. After just 30 seconds, then we can skip to the next question. Good to know we are having a
Yes.
audience from different universities and colleges.
So we have a huge crowd now. Okay, let's go to the next question, guys. So here it is your question. Who developed Flutter? Was it Facebook, Microsoft, Google, or Oracle? Okay. 90% to Google. Nice. Oracle is fluctuating.
68 people in the Slido quiz. What about others? You have to scan the QR which is present in this corner. Otherwise, you can go to slido.com and type the numbers here. The code is 1412376. I'll do one thing, I will put it in the chat box.
Okay, so most votes are with Google. So let's see the answer. Here is the next question, guys. It's a quiz. Come on, come on, come on. And most people, okay, you are right, guys.
That's amazing.
Palash. Okay, so first is Palash, second is Ayush Jadhav, and third is Liban Memon. Nice, guys.
We
Just
can
two
reject.
seconds. The second and third are almost at the same timing. Luck.
The competition is damn hard.
Yes. Okay, guys, that's what it's. Now I think we should introduce our guest speaker. So the guest speaker will be Akshay Kumar. He is having his 10th session. This will be his 10th session actually. He is a Flutter developer, actually a freelance Flutter developer. He has two projects going on, two apps he has on the Play Store. He was a mentor at IIT Madras, DevFest 2021. Here goes with you, Akshay.
Hello, Namaskar. Hey, all. Hello, Punekars. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, you are.
I'm very happy to join with you all. And I was just going through the quiz and comment section. We have got energetic folks in the house today. So, very glad to be with you all today. So, without further ado, I won't make you all wait. Let me start.
Yeah.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yo. So, very good evening to you all, and myself Akshay. Today, let's together go through everything you need to know about Flutter. If you are a newbie, will understand why Flutter is making a lot of buzz from past 3 4 years, and why wide varieties of companies are adopting Flutter, and also what makes Flutter awesome. And talking about myself, I am Akshay. I'm from Bangalore. I'm a freelance Flutter dev, and I have got a couple of opportunities, to give back to the community. And today's is my 10th Flutter session. Uh, I'm very happy to present with you all. And if you want to get connected with me, please feel free to scan the QR code you're getting on the screen, or you can go through the link which is provided, and I'll be very happy to share with you all. So a bit about myself. So I'm a jack of all trades and now settled into Flutter, where I have tried everything
Excuse me,
from.
Akshay. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
I think you should change the tab to your slides.
What are you seeing?
The StreamYard.
Okay. What about now?
Perfect.
Yeah. So now, is my slides visible? Sorry for the inconvenience. And yeah, so you can scan the QR code which is provided here. And I have tried attack everything from basic HTML CSS to machine learning, deep learning, and native Android was my best. And there was a time where when one of my faculty asked me to the app which I had developed for my final year, will it run on iOS? And I was stuck in a question, and that's when I started my journey with Flutter. And it's been 4 good years with coding Flutter as a developer experience, as a user experience. What we have seen, we cater to our end users. So going ahead, so agenda is very simple on our plate today. So we'll see why mobile development is evergreen and why Flutter is awesome. And if you are planning to pursue Flutter as one of the main skill set, and you want to be a good Flutter developer coming days, evolve as a good Flutter developer, uh, definitely we'll see the roadmap and we'll jump into coding. So we'll go all way from understanding Dart basics, Dart programming language which is used to develop mobile apps using Flutter, and let's see what is all about widgets and what are widgets, and let's code some mobile app today, and let's explore, and that will be it. And let's hope that we enjoy Flutter, and let's go ahead without further ado. So just to give you a stats, right? So any as a student or as a engineer or as an entrepreneur, when you plan to go ahead with a specific technology as an implementer or as an adopter, and this becomes a very crucial. So as many of you are in the college, if you are looking that should I do AI or should I do mobile development as my career, or how much will I get paid, etc. So here the clear stats in front of you. So we have more than 3.48 million plus live applications on Google Play Store. This is 1 year old stats, and just imagine this could have been easily kind of inflated with 50%, I must say. And also there are nearly 2 million live app store applications for iOS. And if you could see here the difference between availability of Android developers and iOS developers, there is a drastic difference. So you can find like 5 to 9 million Android devs in the world, and 2 to 3, because that is a challenge in itself. And now talking about prerequisites, so now we got to know that okay, being a mobile app developer is definitely worth, because stats is saying it, right? And now let's see what are the prerequisites to learn. Mainly is a curiosity to learn, that eagerness, and the consistency what we maintain for next 30, 60, or like whatever you wish, but curiosity makes it all difference. And definitely talking in terms of like technical prerequisites, we need to understand OOPS concepts, uh, a very basic object oriented programming concept, such as how inheritance work, how polymorphism works, what are methods, etc. And then we need to have some understanding on Dart language, because we will be using Dart as a programming language, and we will be coding a lot of Dart code, which we will be picking up at step by step without making our initial days burden, because that is very simple. And then there is a plus, if you are from a native app developer, and if or like if you have tried native Android or native iOS, that would be a very very big advantage as a Flutter developer as you move on uh, from beginner or newbie to intermediate stage. So when you start integrating camera or APIs, SDKs, then definitely we have to touch native code. But yes, Flutter is also trying to take away that burden from us by coming up with a new engine. So yes. And now let us see why Flutter is awesome, right? So Flutter is everywhere now. So before, back in 4 5 years ago, majority of the applications or a company, if you to put it in a precise words, for example, let us take an example of a Twitter app. Twitter is available on Android, iOS, web, right? So let's go 10 years back. If we have to uh, roll out a software, then we had three separate teams, a separate set of engineers who will work on Android, and the same, samely it is same for iOS and web, where dedicated engineers will develop the same features, same across all the three platforms, but independently. And then they used to keep the development cycle moving. But over the time, when you think about this, not all companies are like Twitter, right? Not all companies are rich. What if you know there is a way, or there is a provision where you can have one project or one set of engineers who can develop an app for, say, your Android, iOS, web, or whatever it is. And that's where at starting React came into picture, React Native came into picture. And roughly 7 years ago, Flutter came into market, and it has just took over. It has just surpassed as a best multi-platform framework in market in 2023. And I have seen the Flutter growth from being an adapter to the Flutter enthusiast, where Flutter used to be called as a cross platform for Android and iOS only, to Flutter getting expanded to multiple platforms such as web, macOS, Windows, and Linux. So this should set a right motive for you. So why should I learn Flutter? So definitely you can multitask as an engineer, where you will be logically will be writing a single project, and technical, I mean, you will be deploying the same application to cater your users across all the platforms, and obviously in less money, more faster, with best developer experience. Like, I'm specifically mentioning best developer experience along with user experience, because Flutter just makes it more seamless to onboard as a beginner, as well as Flutter is very very interesting to uh, develop mobile apps. And that's the reason where we have seen a rapid adopters to Flutter. Back in 3 years, when I was an intern at a startup where we had our application developed fully using Flutter. By the way, that was a music app, and yes, we had to deal with a native code, but Flutter just helped us to ship one new feature every week. So that's the pace what Flutter provides us. And also, being a Flutter enthusiast, if I have to talk about right now, I'm not talking about something which has happened like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Flutter is being adapted in the PUBG game, what you see. So when you heard me right. So PUBG has integrated Flutter for its homepage and player settings page, etc. And also, Flutter was recently featured in Shark Tank, where one of the pitchers had who came to pitch at Shark Tank, who were already integrated with Flutter. And Flutter is not the buzz which I'm coming across since months. It is since years, I can say. So, and there is one more special reason why Flutter is awesome. That is because Dash. Yes, all Flutter developers just want one doll with them. That is Dash. So now I would like to show. Now we saw like why Flutter is very important, and maybe I can take any questions you guys have based on uh, any questions you have based on whatever we discussed so far. Hello, yeah, any question do you have for me? Or so I can see one question where Prathamesh is asking, Flutter is still in development. I guess there are many instability issues and it need regular maintenance. Prathamesh, I can say that's not true. Where I hope you are on a beta channel, so you are facing uh, stability issues, or maybe you are on a very latest version of Flutter, and yes, that indeed breaks Flutter features for some of the packages, but definitely a stable channel is very much suitable for Flutter development, I can say. Okay, now let us continue ahead. Is my screen visible? So yes, continuing ahead, let us now see. Just let's go through the Flutter website. And if you go to flutter.dev, this is the official and where you can see multiple screen size you are able to see with phone over here, desktop over here. This exactly shows how Flutter is very material rich at adoption to the multiple screens. And coming down, we have the exact reason uh, we have an exact reason why Flutter is so amazing, because Flutter is open source. And also you can see here the main three reasons why Flutter has surpassed all the barriers, and now the number one developer loved multi-platform framework is because Flutter is fast, Flutter is productive, and Flutter is very flexible. And again, when we scroll on, we exactly get to know the adapters of Flutter from eBay to Google Pay, from eBay to Google Pay, and Alibaba, BMW, and I can say Alibaba, BMW, where Dream11 were already adapters where they had done a pilot test 3 years ago. And now very recently, if you want me to give the stats on the adoption of Flutter, it is Google Pay, PUBG, etc. And now let us too much of theory. I mean, like, I'm just bragging about Flutter because it is awesome and all. So let us get started with Flutter now. And in order to learn Flutter, or if you want to give Flutter a try, then I can say you don't need to install Flutter, because you can do Dart. You can learn that through its online uh, platform, where it is dartpad.dev, where you can run and compile your Dart program very seamlessly. For example, if I have just added my line over here, and if I just click on run, and then it is Flutter take that will execute. And you can see over here, it along with the console, it also gives us an error. So for example, I'm trying to compile the simple program on the online interpreter without any colon. So yes, like, it is giving me this is an error. And now to install Flutter, it is as simple as that. Come to flutter.dev and directly go over to get started. And now, if you can see over here, you will be redirected to the instructor website, and very very detailed guide, I must say. You have to just select a platform, and you know you can just go ahead, download the SDK, or you can clone through the GitHub repo as well. And then you can just update your environment variables, and then continue, then test whether your Flutter is installed or not using Flutter, where Flutter Dart, or just you can just execute Flutter Doctor. So to show you, so here is my terminal, and in order to just cross verify, I have to run Flutter Doctor over here. And when I do this, Flutter is gonna compile. Flutter is gonna get compiled. Sorry, the Flutter Doctor will be executed, and I will get my output. So as you can see here, it is very clear. I am on a older version of Flutter, not old, not so much old. I am on a 3 series of Flutter, and there is a new version available. And you have to also kind of just execute the given command over here in order to install the necessary Xcode permissions, or installation if you want to debug your Flutter app on for iOS device, or else you can directly see over here Chrome is ready for use, Android Studio is ready for use, VS Studio Code is ready for use. And the good news about Flutter is you don't need Android Studio anymore. You don't need a big fat Android Studio to develop your Flutter applications, because once you open at Android Studio, I know how much pain in the ass it is, because it just takes 10 to 15 minutes to boot. And I had been through that phase where I had just 4 gigs of RAM and my processor was very old, and at that time I used to use command line plus VS code for along with the Flutter extension, and it worked very seamlessly even at the 4 gigs of RAM. And just a information, you can debug your Flutter apps at a three modes. One is you can install emulators, or you can go to your mobile settings, enable developer options, and also you can easily enable USB debugging through developer options. Connect your phone to USB, then it is done. So yes, and that is about the Flutter installation. And at the same way, I can show you for iOS and Linux. And just note down the link. It is docs.flutter.dev/get-started-install for the direct URL, or else you can just come to flutter.dev. So yes, and now as we have seen how to deal with installation and we know Flutter, so let's try to get the basics of that, so that we'll be very familiar with we are good with. So once you're done with installation, you can just open dartpad.dev, and we can try some dart basics before we proceed ahead.
I guess we can wait for few seconds. We will get back to with it with a better connectivity. Oh yeah, I get it. It was logging.
The lag will be solved in 2 minutes, I guess, guys. Let us just wait for Akshay.
Up till then, let's pick up from the chat. Yes, it's Dart itself is a language. That's true. डार्ट को बेसिकली तो फ्लटर में इंटीग्रेट करता है और फ्लटर से ही उसको यूज़ करते हैं डिफरेंट नहीं करता है
No, Omkar, the code is written in Dart actually. Flutter has its own language. The live will be back in just 2 minutes, guys. Stay calm and stay tuned. Yes, Shantanu, I got you. You are just asking that is Flutter like HTML and Dart like JavaScript? Uh, Akshay will tell us soon, the moment he joins us. Till then, let's just wait for him. Guys, till then, comment your favorite language. Just spam the comment section with your favorite languages.
Hello, hey, I'm back and sorry for the internet inconvenience.
No, no. Are we good to go?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you should take over, I guess.
Meanwhile, do interrupt me in between if you get any questions from our folks, and we can discuss that and we can go ahead.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yes. Is my screen visible? Give me a minute.
Yes,
Is my screen visible?
Currently, it's loading.
Hello. I
Now your
hope it's
screen is
visible
visible.
now.
Yeah.
Yo, okay. So, sorry for the
Okay.
lag. Just to give the brief on, installation, just go over to docs.flutter.dev. You can go to get started, and there you will see the four options: Windows, macOS, Linux, and Chrome OS. You can click on Windows, and you can just read the docs step by step and follow it. And once you are done, you can come to your terminal, run Flutter Doctor, and you should see the Flutter channels table and your Flutter version, your OS, and if you have any red ticks, just execute the code which is shown over here. I have skipped this because I don't want to debug on iOS right now, and for Android Studio would be you will be getting something very similar. And yeah, then it should be you should be good to go to start learning how to start learning on that basics, or you can straight away go to your VS Studio or Android Studio Code, and then you can click on go to extensions, and you can add Flutter as an extension, and then we'll be very good to go. So before we jump into Flutter, let us see some basic Dart programming, and I'm going to demonstrate some Dart logic over here, or the core concepts of Dart using dartpad.dev. It is 100% online, and you can write your code, and once you click on run, and it will your Dart code gets compiled, and you will see an output over here in the console. So this is Dartpad, and it is very simple, like YC programming, where we start with main method. The Dart starts with main method, void main, where void is a return type, and print to output the data on the console. And we have the data types such as integer, number, and you can give it. and he- you can print integer number directly. And now, when I click on run, it will also print the variable name. So likewise int, we have boolean also. And now if you see here, I have made a mistake where I have given the false with capital F, but this is error according to the compiler here, because false is lowercase. And now again, if I change it back to lowercase and run, we will see our output. That is very similar to Python programming language, I can say. Python and Java, very easy to understand. And likewise, we have double also. Double, we can also declare string. So then also we have a array where we declare it as a list of string, and we can give it a name. We can populate our list like this. So now if I print all this, we will be able to see whatever we did so far, where we tried the syntax of integer variables, and we did some mistake where it is compiler is able to give us a real time errors, whatever we have done during compile time. And once I click on run, and you can see here, so this is a string, this is a double, and this is a list. And very similarly, I am just documenting this for your reference. Okay, and this is array. And very similarly, we have a constant array, constant variable, such as we can declare const height as 1. And now if I try to change height, and then we will get error at this stage, because if you click on this, you will get to know that constant variable assign a value. So we can't assign a constant variable after declaring this. So this is const. And also that is null safety. That also means that, let us see what is null safety. Before that, we could have declared something like array future number. And this will, if I, so here I have this. And if I try to print this, if I try to run this, you will see compilation failed, because non-null variable future number must be assigned before it can be used. So what is this null safety is, let me put it in a very simple words. What used to happen before was we used to run into a null errors at a runtime where app used to just crash, and that was a very hassle for end users and developers to debug. And in order to overcome this, null safety concept was introduced. And here what the language enforces is that we cannot implicitly have variables which can be null. That is, if we want the variable, if we want that can be null, then we can use a late int user number. And here, you know what this happens, uh, this says that okay, this variable will be initialized or declared at some point in a program, but not immediately. So let us see what happens when I click on run. When I click on run, now you should, we will see what happens. A late variable future number without initializer is definitely unassigned. So now if you, now you saw that I declared late, now the error message has changed that it is not initialized. Now what I can do is basically, I can declare like this, and now if I run, this won't give us an error. So it will print the output over here. We got one. And there is another way where we can make this int null is by passing the question mark over here. So this indicates that this variable can be null, and wherever in future we use this variable, that alerts us saying that this variable is null. Very important null safety concept in Dart. And creating class is very easy, where we can use class, and we need to give a class name, say person, and then cover brackets. And here we can have a variable, we can have our variables saying name, email, phone. And we need to have a constructor where, is my font visible properly? We have given, we have to pass our specified variables as, yeah. So now we have to specify our attributes defined in this class. And now we are good to go, where we can create a instance of the person. So what I did was I created a class, my own class, with keyword class and a person as a class name. And this class has three attributes: name, email, and phone, where the values will be passed mandatorily through the constructor as name, email, and phone. And now I can do some very similarly, where I can use, I have to specify the class name over here, and I can use a variable name Akshay, and a keyword and uh, a person again to initialize it. And here I have to give Akshay Akshay 18 dot gmail.com, and we can give phone number as 9898 979720. I'm always reachable to this number, guys, and this is a fake number. So yeah, and now I can do very now as I have initialized my as I have initialized my class over here. I created a class object. Now I can easily give, I can print my values. So if I say Akshay dot name, print Akshay dot email, and print Akshay dot phone. So, and if I run this, you will get my details printed over here. So this is as simple as creating a class over here. Okay, and now how about we can also create a function over here with this, and here this says that I'm not returning anything. Void greet is a method, and here I can print this dot. I can easily use interpolated brackets, and I can give this as name, and I can call Akshay dot greet, and that is able to help us auto complete this. And when I click on run, so this what it happened. So we saw a very basics of that programming. We saw how to declare variables. We saw how to have a different type of variables such as like const. Also, we saw a simple example of null safety demonstration, and also now we created a class, and we were able to pass our variables as constructor parameters, and also invoke the method from the class. So this is about the dart basics, which is more than sufficient in order to in order for a newbie to get started with Flutter. And also now I would like to share some object oriented programming tips where or simple information where I can say uh, what is inheritance is as simple as that. If I say this as a fruit class, and okay, and I have uh, another class such as apple, and I can use extends keyword, and I can I can inherit the parent class, which we all have studied in our object oriented programming classes in our college, where what this does is basically now the apple is a child class of fruit, where apple can invoke the parent property public classes, or use its public variables by overriding them or overloading them. So this is very important because we will be using this, we'll be coming across the inheritance concept in our Flutter project very heavily. So at this point I would like to pause at a moment, and now I just want you guys to kind of reflect back whether are we good to go ahead with the stream, with the session where uh, you guys, we saw Dart and all, right? So you have any question, or can we continue ahead before going ahead creating our Flutter project? You have any questions or any doubts so far? Whatever we have done till now will be good to discuss that, and we can proceed.
Okay, guys, you can ask any questions, any queries you have. There's a question from Soham Wagmare. Is it possible to fully develop Flutter material using M3?
Soham, material 3 design is bit new. There is a lot of stability issues with the material 3. So we need some time, in order to uh, get to material 3 at a stable state, but eventually the default Flutter theme is gonna be shifted to material 3 in future. At right now it is optional. You can enable it, and you can play around. Dart, we have one more question. Dart follows which language, CPP or Java? Dart is very similar to Java.
Investor Z has a question. How long did took you to learn Flutter?
I would like to put it in this way. It took me around roughly 3 months of active coding every day, around 2 to 3 hours, where I enrolled to a less courses. Instead, that I had the approach of just reading about new widgets every day and trying it out. So that's the best way. So trying this, it took me around 3 months for me to get fluent with Flutter, to develop an app with both like front end and back end. I hope like that answers your question.
Any further
Cool
queries,
then.
guys? Comment down. Okay, I think you should
Yeah.
begin. Yes.
Cool then. I'll proceed with our session. So now we saw how to install Flutter. So I'm on my MacBook and I have my Android Studio open over here. And if you are on a latest version of Android Studio, which is I have 2021 version of the Android over here. And if you see, I have a direct button over here, I can directly click on Flutter, and it automatically selects the available Flutter SDK, and you have to just click on next, and you have to give your Flutter name, that is, you can say first app, and here we have to specify our package name. Here this could be anything, whatever you wish, and a very simple option where, in order to select the native preferences, whether you want your native code to be in Kotlin or Java. When it is iOS, it is Swift or Objective C, and for the platform for which you want to enable it, I am kept it as everything as default, and you can click on finish. And also, some might not be able to see this new Flutter project option when you directly install your Android Studio. In that case, don't panic. Okay, all you have to do is you have to click on the settings below, find the settings. Okay, yeah, you have to go to settings. If you are on an older Android Studio version, there you have to go to plugins, or else you can just see plugin option over here. You have to search for Flutter and you have to install it. In my case, I have already installed this Flutter plugin, but I have to update it because there is one update pending. That's not an issue. If it is not installed, install it, and then under projects you will definitely see new Flutter project, and you have to just click on new Flutter project, select the SDK, furnish, give the project name, description, organization, and this organization makes very a difference, because this is how App Store and Play Store will be differentiating your app. The same package name cannot be used by any other company. For example, you have, if you want to use com.zomato.zomato, something like that, then you can't do that because Zomato has already use the package name. So you have to check for the available package name. This is something like domain, what we use it in website, but this is used as a unique identifier by the App Store people. And you can click on finish. And now, if you see here, we are in our new project, and this is how it's gonna look on the Android Studio. And very importantly, if you could make a noticeable identification from our Dart pad to this is void.main. Yes, exactly, our app starts, the app start point will run through the main by calling run app method, and from there we will be discussing what we will be doing in this session, what are these widgets and all. And before I switch back to my slides, we will go through the Flutter project structure, where if you can see here, there are three important folders: Android, iOS, and lib for library. And in lib we have the Dart file. So now you might be wondering, so like you like we talked about a Dart a lot, where will our Dart code be going? The Dart code will be present in the library folder. So we can have any nested like folders inside the library, but our Dart, all the Dart codes, all the UI, all the logic, everything goes in the library. Say we have some native specific changes, that is also possible, and we will be adding our native code in our Android or iOS. So if you can see if you can observe here, if you can if you can observe over here, this is our typical native Android project inside our Flutter project. I am not able to zoom my font size, so let me figure out a way here. How can I? Let me check. Mhm. Give me a minute, I am figuring out. Yeah, font. Yeah, the font size is big. Yeah, okay, font size is big, but I'm okay, guys. Like, I'm not able to zoom my particular window over here, so I'm just gonna read it over here. So it is Android folder, iOS folder, and we have our library folder, and we have our pubspec code over here. So what this pubspec.yml does is, this is one of the very important file in our Flutter project, where this will this is a file where it acts as a resource allocator for our project, where we will be able to add our required fonts or required images, everything over here. Say if we want to add images, we will be uncommenting this, and then we will be adding our image to here. And the similar way we can add our own fonts, from fonts to images to custom files. Everything has to be declared in the pubspec.yml in order in order to let our app use the asset, or else everything will be shown as not found. So this is about the Flutter project. And now let us continue. So in Flutter, we have this term called as everything is a widget. So anything we see on the screen is a widget. What is this widget? So let us take a example of kid playing with Lego toys, where a kid uses alphabets blocks to, place it in a pattern in order to learn first alphabets, or say first words, right? Cat, bat, etc. We can take that as an analogy, and then we can correlate with Flutter, where we can call everything as a widget. So whatever you see on the screen is a widget in Flutter. So I have taken this example, where I have broken down everything in terms of widget. For example, in if we open our WhatsApp, most used WhatsApp in everyday's life, where you can see WhatsApp as chat screen, okay, and at top we see something as WhatsApp, and also we have some buttons over there, right? And then we come across something as, then we come across uh, uh, tabs where we swipe to shift between chats, status, contacts, etc., and that is called as a toolbar. And then we have a chat list and a chat. And now we all we need, in order to, all we need is to correlate our screens or design with our, whatever we see in a real life. Say the names are very much very familiar to what we use in Flutter, so that makes a developer more that increases developer experience very fast, I can say, where I, by seeing this screen, I could break down everything. So there is a chat list, and that is the array of chats, and each chat list has an image, as a title, as a description, and all I need is this information, where then I can correlate with the Flutter documentation, and then we can correlate with the Flutter documentation, and then we can basically bring the design to a working code in Flutter. So now, as we saw this screen, let's try to replicate the same using our Flutter project with the knowledge whatever we have learned so far, that is with the basics of Dart obviously and the widgets. So now there is two important types of widget in Flutter, that is stateless widget and a stateful widget. So these are very important terminologies which mainly define the way we write our code in Flutter. So stateless widget is very simple. It is a static where once we write a widget, that is gonna be there as it is unless we reload our state through hot reload or a hot restart. And we have a stateful widget where it is like an elevator, where you can reload your code as many times in order to re-render your widget on the screen to show the updated information. So now these are the type of widgets you can I can show you for a reference, where in a widget we have two types of widgets, stateless and stateful. And in under stateless widget, it is as simple as text image. Once we have declared it, we don't need to refresh it unless it is a dynamic text. Obviously we need to rebuild the state, and that introduces the whole concept of state management in Flutter, which we will try to cover in some session in future. But for now we'll keep it very simple. Two types of widget: stateless widget and stateful widget. So these are the widgets. So coming back to the docs dot coming back to the official website, where we have a detailed guide where you can just come through Flutter website, docs.flutter.dev, and here you can click on widgets catalog, and we can go through a lot of widgets over here, where from accessibility to images, the basics widgets what we need, also the input widgets, the layout like rows, columns, etc. And these are the categories of widgets what Flutter has given us. And very important, and I can say a very useful benefit of this documentation is we can just scroll through, and we'll be getting a lot of very short videos where we can see that where we can see a short YouTube videos on the Flutter widget. For example, here we have a YouTube channel where it is dedicated as a Flutter widget of the week, and we have more than 100 widgets which are featured over here. And you can just click on a video, and then it will just tell you what the widget does and how to declare it, etc. So now let's fall back and let's try to read the document, and then we'll try to go to our project and write our own Flutter code, where we will be trying to mimic the we will be trying to mimic the WhatsApp UI screen. Okay, so now when we see this, okay, what we can mainly correlate is we have a top bar. In the top bar we have a WhatsApp text, and we have some icons, and then we have a chat list. And in the chat list we have many items in that list, and each items could be chat, right? And also our app is in green color. So if I stop here, come back, and if I come back, and maybe if you could stop here for a while and ask if you have any doubts, or any questions before we start the live coding, then we'll discuss and we can go ahead, or else I'll wait for like 10-20 seconds and I'll start my I'll resume my session again. We have exactly 30 minutes now. Okay, we'll end our stream exactly at 8 p.m. And before that, we will be having a WhatsApp chat screen which is developed through Flutter live in front of you with the help of just Flutter documentation. So yeah, any question or are we good to go? If you are good to go, can you react with thumbs up or anything? Yo, so let me start. Let me bring up my emulator. I have okay, we have our emulator over here. Yeah, so we have our emulator over here and we are on the main.dart. Let me first run my code and we'll load our application and we'll trace back what is happening. We'll understand this boilerplate code is doing, and then we'll delete this code and we'll add our WhatsApp UI. So now I have clicked on run over here and the build is started. You can see it has started to work, and in a minute, less than a minute, actually, we have our Flutter app done. So now what we see is the default Flutter application boiler code provider provides us. Let me stop my camera for the better quality. Yeah, so this is what default Flutter code looks like. And if we see the code over here, we'll try to cross check. Okay, very important, where you can see main execution starts, then we call the run app method. This run app expects a widget. This this expects a widget to be passed, and I am calling my app. So can you see here stateless widget, what we are trying to call over here? So I have given the stateless widget the name my app, and this is a type of a stateless widget where we don't need this widget to be rendered again, again and again. We just need to call until and unless we hot reload or hot restart. We don't need this widget to be rendered again. And every widget has a build method which will be override from the widget class. And here you can see again there is a widget. It is called as a Flutter material app. And now if we come slowly to the 25th line, here you can see we can find the primary swatch equal to colors.blue. This is called as theming in Flutter. In order to read about theming in Flutter, all we need to do is we need to go to our Flutter document and we need to look for theming over here. So under widgets, under introduction to widgets, here we have the basics widgets given, and this is the simple app we can run through. And let me pull up, yeah, under material, we will be getting all the widgets related to theming and uh, all the design related information related to Flutter. So right now, what I'm gonna just do is I will change this to green, and if I save, we quickly got our color change to green. But WhatsApp color is teal, and if we just save, we have something similar to the color what we just have over here. It is something related to sync. So let's have it over here. What we did was, let me delete this. What we did was, under the theme attribute, we just changed our primary swatch to teal. By the way, this is the material of what Flutter UI does. We have just changed the color. And again, if you see, if we click control over on the material app, we are having a lot of attributes over here. But one of the attribute is home, and the what type of attribute the home is expecting is again is our home page, where again our home page is a type of a stateful widget now, because if you can see over here, we have a text and we have a number, and on click on plus it is getting updated, isn't it? So we need this screen or the widget to be re-rendered again when we click on plus. So let us see what's different in stateful widget. So all we have done is we have a private variable over here. Again, if you could see, it is type of int, and underscore at start will declare, we can be declared as uh, private variable. If we add underscore at starting, it is private variable, and it is initialized to 0. And we have an increment method over here, which I just showed you. And in our increment counter, if I just comment this set state, and if I hot restart, now if you could see, I'm clicking on plus. Okay, this doesn't mean that this counter is getting updated. It is getting updated. So if I make a any change now, say, and if I save, then it got updated, because I have to wait till Flutter to hot reload. That we can't do it every time when we need a user interaction, right? We need the live data on our page. Whatever the data is updated, it has to be instantaneous. And in order to get that instantaneous, we need to re-render as and when we need. So in order to re-render the widget in a stateful widget, we will be updating the state by calling set state. So once we do this, it is just a click again wherever we want to update the state, it just update the lifetime. So I want you to also take a very closer look at this Flutter inspector. Flutter inspector over here, it is not coming, where you can see the widget tree of our Flutter application. If not today, we'll definitely I'll try to show this Flutter inspector tomorrow. So yeah, now we know that we brought our, we just customized the color, and we were able to understand the difference between stateful and the stateless widget. So now let us proceed ahead. What I will be doing is, I will come to project, come to lib, and I will create a new Dart file by clicking on Dart file, and I am gonna call it as a chat page dot data. And here I can use the shortcut called as stful in order to have the boilerplate code of stateful widget, and I am gonna call this as chat page. And here, why we have this error is because we need to import this, correct? So I just imported material.dart, and now I have my chat page. So instead of my home page, now I can directly call chat page, and chat page gets imported automatically. And if I save my screen now, don't worry, if you see now, we see this black screen. Technically the app has not crashed, but there is nothing to show, nothing to draw on the screen. That is why it is very black, because it is just a container. So there is a widget which is just a like a playground where nobody is playing anything. You can think of something similar to that. And now, at first, in order to start designing our app, what I have to do is I have to import a scaffold widget. Okay, what this scaffold widget does is, this is a very special type of widget where this wraps all the widgets on the screen, with itself, by giving the clear distinction on what we saw. For example, we saw here, right? We have this playground area, and we have the AppBar area, and the top portion of the phone is the status bar, and at the bottom, which is very optional, it is bottom navigation bar. So now if we come back and if we click on AppBar over here, AppBar parameter, I can add the AppBar widget over here. So now you could ask me, like, you are coding by yourself, like how did you get to know that there is something called as AppBar widget? So I can come to the Flutter website over here, and I can click I can search as AppBar directly over here. Internet is bit slow. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, let me do this way. App Flutter. Yeah. So if I Google AppBar Flutter, then we will get the detailed document only which is specific to the AppBar, or we can control the AppBar and we can parallels I can assign as a constructor. So you can see here under api.flutter.dev. So there is a AppBar class, and there is also let me wait till this get rebuilt. So here I can pass all these attributes, and if I want to know what the leading is, I can control click on the leading, and I can read the document. I can read the comments which is given over here, which is
I guess the voice is not clear, so we should wait a bit. Till then, guys, if you have any queries or questions to Akshay, you can ask in the comment section. Also, guys, you can check his LinkedIn, Akshay's LinkedIn. It is pinned in the. I don't think so. It's pinned in the comment section. Okay, it's in the description of the YouTube link video. You should check it out and just connect him. Yes, please ask your queries in the comment section. He'll be answering.
So, like, we have a question: any other platform that can be used to develop a cross-platform app? Yeah, React Native is one of competitor to the Flutter. You can use that to develop cross-platform app.
There's a question, how can I develop animations in Flutter?
Before that, okay, how can I develop animations in Flutter? We have two types of animations in Flutter. One is called as implicit animations, and others which is developed using Rive. And now we have a very in Flutter forward event, we have a major advanced updates on Flutter animations with 3D effects, shaders, and all. And there is a library called There is a library in uh, Flutter website only, where it has a category on the Flutter docs. All the widgets and articles related to animations, you can check that out. Yes. Shall I continue?
There's a question from Aniket. Please, can you explain Flutter in simple words?
Yeah, sure. You can think of a Flutter as a single tool to develop applications for multiple mobiles, such as Android, iPhone, uh, Windows, your Linux desktop, etc. So using one code, you can develop apps for like any platform you use. So that is Flutter in a very simple word.
There's another
We
question from
have
Saurabh.
Yeah, I would like to take this question at an end. The roadmap
Okay.
for Flutter from beginner to advanced. So like we'll hang in there. I have 10 minutes left to finish the screen what we had planned to do today. I'll just finish that up and I'll answer rest of the questions. I hope that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So now, as we added a scaffold, we can add the title, and again this is of a widget, and we need to draw the text on the screen. So for that, we'll be using as simple as text, and we can give it a name as WhatsApp, and you can see we achieved something similar to WhatsApp over here. and we can style our the text using style property, and using the class text style. The text style takes the responsibility of applying the style customization of the widget. So let me increase the font size, and we can make it we can make it as bold. And we can also take a look at a varied we can take a look at a varied available parameters for a textile. That is, we have a background color, font size, letter spacing, word spacing, etc. So now we have our WhatsApp over here, and let us also now try to add a few icons such as search. And I can do that by adding the leading variable. And this leading variable of the AppBar widget takes the responsibility on drawing adding the widgets which falls on right side of the widget. So here I'm taking simple row widget because I want widgets to be one after the other. In Flutter, row is a horizontal alignment and column is the vertical alignment. And we need to add an icon, right? So it is as simple as that. In icon, I can use the set of icons, such as I need to add search, I can add search. And I can icons dot more. We have a several icons over here. And if I click on save, okay, if I add to leading, sorry, if I add to leading, that comes before the title. And if I add actions, and then I can just use, I can specify as a action. Here you could see this is giving me a warning because it is asking me to make it as const, because everything is declared static. So in this case I can declare as const directly over here. And yeah, now if you can, I did one mistake. What is, so yeah, so let me extract this completely, and I can give this as actions. And this actions expect a array of widgets, that is a list of widgets. And if I give it, we have our icon over here. So this is as simple as taking a widget at a time, and then breaking that down at a simple level, where we first address the text, then we address the icon, and then we address the alignment. So this is how we arrange the widgets in Flutter. So as we are done with the top row, now we need to have our list, right? So after the app bar, I can add a body, and in body, what I need to draw is this list. I need to have this list on my widget, on my screen. So for that, what I'm doing is I am I am adding the list view, where this list view expects a type of a children. And here I can add any widget. For example, I can add a text which says one, and I can have multiple widgets. And here if you can see, if I zoom in my screen, there is I can't zoom in. Okay, here okay, this is very small. Let me do this. I can increase the font style. So yeah, you can see now that there are a lot of widgets which are positioned one after the other. So if I save now, we have the widget, we have widgets which are one below the other, because that is a list, and it is a list of array. And if you see that it is not anywhere near to this, but we can make sure that the widget is one below the other. Now we can proceed at this point where we need a layout. Okay, here if you take a chat, we need an icon, a profile picture over here, we need a title, and we need some subtitle. And similarly we have some indications over here, how in Flutter we are getting this out of the box, because we have a widget for it already. And this is called as list style. And again, where am I taking this widget references is through the widget through the widget library over here. And here there is an animated list. We don't need any animation related we don't need any animation related widgets over here. And if I scroll down below, there is a card, there is a center, and I can keep scrolling down, and somewhere I will end up with see here. So I have a list view, and I have a list style. So this is a list view document where we can see the live dart code with the output over here. This very similarly we have the list style where we need something like this. We need an icon, we need a title, subtitle, and an icon which is already available. All I am doing is adding it over here and reusing it. So first I will add a leading for our display. I am gonna add a icon, and this will be person. And now I will be adding a title and giving it as title with style, again text style. And we can say this as 22. The subtitle of the text could be Akshay, and this could be as net is low. And this style, we can customize this style as well. And this could be lesser than what we want. And we can have the trailing which is falls at the right side of the widget. And this could be column, just a complicated use case where I'm trying to have this text and text below. And this could be as text now. And I have this as 100 message. And if I save here, now you can see that Akshay has come on the chat over here. There is an icon, and I have a list, and I can just take this and replicate as many times in order to have my list. So this is as simple how Flutter has made us, imagine breaking down the complicated UIs and finding the widgets and just arranging them so that we can get the very close experience. Uh, Even without a zero knowledge of Flutter or even tried mobile app development before. So this is all for today's session. So we saw all from understanding what Flutter is, we understood what Flutter is, then we understood Dart basics, then we understood two types of widget, we created our first Flutter project, then we mapped our boilerplate Flutter code to how it is visualized as a code in Android Studio on the stateless and stateful widget, and we took a WhatsApp screen chat page as a reference, and we tried to mock it up. So, and all within 1.5 hour. So that's a power of Flutter, I can say. And that's it for a hands-on coding. And we can take up a question right now. And I feel the right time to answer roadmap of Flutter from beginner to advanced. So the roadmap is very clear. So let us let me put you in this way. Make the Flutter journey as two phases. In first phase, we will concentrate on understanding widgets, navigations, and types of widgets and basic animations. It is all about UI. So you can keep your agenda as taking any screenshot from your mobile apps, and at end of the while learning, you should be able to mock that up using Flutter. For example, now we took Flutter screen one page, right? So we can take 1 week time and we can learn Flutter only with respect to as mocking exactly as a WhatsApp UI. In this, we will be learning all the types of widgets through Flutter documentation. Then we can go through the one more important topics as integrating assets to our Flutter app. We can learn how to integrate fonts. Then we can see how images can be displayed in Flutter. Then we can work with APIs, that is work with internet, and we can see how to work with local DB, and we can stop. Then the second phase of the Flutter is all about the core concepts of learning state management, Flutter integrating with backend, that could be with Firebase or with MongoDB, and developing end-to-end application. So this could be the rough roadmap which I can give you at the moment. And I have also published an article on the roadmap which is on Hashnode. You can find it. It is akshay18.hashnode.dev, and there I have my article up. I'll be sharing this link, and this will be provided you at the description. So there I have documented phase one, phase two, along with the YouTube resources for peoples to follow. So that's about the roadmap question. So do you have any other question?
Yes, we have. What is the advantage of using Flutter over Java or Kotlin other than cross-platform?
The advantage of Flutter over Java or Kotlin is very clear, that if we develop an app using Java or Kotlin, it can be only used on Android phones. We can't use the project on Mac OS, or sorry, like on the MacBook, in order to build it for the iOS devices. So that is a native approach. Whereas Flutter falls on the cross platform, where you code in Dart and your app is available for both iOS and Android. That's the main advantage. Yes, that's the main answer.
Okay. I uh, I think the questions are over. If anyone has question, you can. put it in the comment.
Okay, we have one more question.
Yes,
How
yes.
can we start contributing in Flutter as a beginner? There are not much first good issues. So, Pramod, you can definitely, you need some time to, you know, you need some time getting used to the Flutter repository to contribute at a code level. I would suggest you to pick up a most used Flutter packages and then start contributing on that. Maybe you know, again, you should start from, you know, improving documentation or enhancing the existing code, and then level up slowly and get into a core issues in order to contribute for the main Flutter repo. The size of Flutter apps are significantly large compared to Android app. Yes, the size of the Flutter apps comparatively, you know, it is large because the SDK is present at your phone, right? So, like, I mean, the Flutter SDK won't be chopped down completely, or it won't be optimized at the build level because we have a lots of plugins and packages which is integrated with the Flutter, so that adds bit bulkness to the Flutter app, but that is okay. If you are seeing more than like 40-50 MB, then we have to do the code review and all, and we have to minimize the code by reducing the boilerplate code or eliminating the unwanted packages and all. The programming language for learning Flutter is Dart. It is very similar to Python. The programming languages for learning Flutter is Dart. Ayush, I guess,
I guess, yeah, the
that
questions are over, I guess. Okay, the session was great. Thank you, Akshay, for having such an amazing session. And one thing, guys, please do share the screenshots of this session on your social media platforms, including LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and do tag GDSC Pune and GDSC DYPCOE. You will definitely get a repost. So, with this, we can end today's session. Please do join us tomorrow. Thank you.